Hormone Final Madness. Hello everybody and welcome to episode 25. I nearly said 5 then. 25 of Hormone's Vinyl Madness. I'm going to go through the records that I bought at Hilton Park, the Hilton Park Record Fair a week or so ago, a couple of weeks ago I think it was, on the last video. And so I'm going to get straight into it because there's a few here. The first one I've come to, so I'm just going to go with that, is an album that was big back when I was at school, and it's Status Quo, Rockin' All Over the World. Now I didn't pay big money for this. It's got $6 on it, Australian, so that's pretty cheap, and it's in good quality. The jacket's a little bit of ring wear here, but I don't know if you can see that. But the record's in excellent condition. It's really in really good condition. It's got the just show you the inner sleeve. There's the guys there. This is the original Status Quo. There's the back cover. And I've just put the record in one of my paper poly-lined bags here. It's got a really groovy label, record label. It's on Vertigo rather. You can see that label there. The record's in great order. I bought a couple from Quo, and they're both in great condition. Original releases back from the 70s. I think this was from memory about 78, round there, something like that. Could be wrong, I'm guessing. It's the late 70s anyway. And they had a big hit with that John Fogerty song, Over Here, Rockin' All Over the World. Did a great version of it, made it their own song. And yeah, so I was rapt to get that. I want to build my Quo collection. They were big here in Australia, and I know they were big in the UK, and I'm not sure about the US. I guess you've heard of Status Quo, of course, and I'm sure they were fairly successful over there. But anyway, Status Quo, Rockin' All Over the World. The second one I got from them was If You Can't Stand the Heat. Again, in excellent condition. I paid $5 for this. $5. That's the album cover. Just trying to keep the light off it. And it's got a gatefold, and it opens up this way. Like that. You can see that. I've tried to put my lights in a different position, but if I have it straight on, that seems to be good, doesn't it? And then you've got the drummer there, and then you've got the back cover of the boys rocking out. And this is a good album as well. Again, that same Vertigo label. Just take it out, and this is in terrific condition. And these are the sort of finds I like, you know, original releases in great condition, play really well, and to get it for $5, well, that's a winner, isn't it? $5 Australian. What would that be US? I don't know, $3 or something like that. At a guess, you know. And there's the inner sleeve. I've just put them in my own inner sleeves just to save the wear and tear on these inner sleeves. Got your lyrics on there and that. Great album, and I've enjoyed playing them and cranking them up. Sound good through the stereo, through my JBL speakers, and I've got a alto subwoofer as well, a mono subwoofer with the two JBLs plugged into that, and I go through my Stanton mixing desk. Sounds great, you know. So that's Status Quo. If you can't feel the heat, if you can't stand the heat, sorry. So the next one This was a band I didn't know a lot about. I'd heard of them back from the mod resurgence in the late 70s, I suppose. And I found this at the fair, and it's Secret Affair and their album Glory Boys. I don't know how many albums they had, don't know much about them. I remembered one song from them, Time for Action, which I liked. My brother's got a version of them playing that live on a mod revival album of all bands playing live. Quite good. And they're on Arista label. And again, this is in quite good order. The album cover's a bit worse for wear. Well, it's not that bad. It's just not perfect. But the LP itself, the vinyl's in that great shape, plays well, and it's quite a good album. Quite enjoyed it. I think it came out around 1979. Secret Affair, Glory Boys. I'm a mod at heart. I like all that stuff. I've got my Vespa scooter, and I keep saying this, but the next Australian summer, and our summer's sort of December, January, February, around there, and I'm hoping to get that back on the road. I've bought a whole load of new parts for it, new wheels, new tyres rather, and bits and pieces. And I found a local scooter shop, so I'm going to book it in there and get them to do it. I was going to do it myself, but I can't be bothered. It's a PX200, a 1996 model. Goes great, but it's time to get the brakes checked, and I want new brake cables and stuff on it, so I'll be getting that back on the road. So I'm a bit of a mod at heart. But having said that, I like all sorts of music. You know, I have my main love, which is mod and Beatles and 60s pop, and you know, I like a lot of soul and stuff like the Jam and all, you know, Kinks, The Who, all that sort of stuff. But there's lots of other stuff I like as well. The next album I got is quite good. This album, the first side one, was studio cuts, and the second side was all live, and it's the Yardbirds featuring Eric Clapton. And for its age, the live recording's quite good. I think it came out around 1980, this particular compilation. There's the back cover. And this isn't in bad condition again. The vinyl's quite good. I paid $15 for this one, and it's got a cool inner sleeve. I like that. I like that when you get the you know, advertisings of other albums and stuff. This is on Charlie Records. Charlie, yes. Oh, so it's not the best, you know what I'm saying? It's quite a good label. And yeah, the vinyl's in great nick. Paid a bit more for it, but I guess people are after this sort of stuff. And it's not something I've seen around the shops. And I mainly go for, well, I go for anything wherever I am, but you know, if I can get something that's I haven't seen around, see stuff that's not, I haven't seen around the shops, then I'll grab it. And that's what I found was good about the record fair. They had a bit of stuff that wasn't around, that I hadn't seen around the shops, so I grabbed hold of that. Quite a good little find that. I was pleased with that. The next one I got, I'm getting a few from this artist now, T-Rex. It's called the Best of Tyrannosaurus Rex. Tyrannosaurus Rex, T-Rex. I don't know if it's the best of, but maybe the early stuff. But I did give it a listen, and it's mainly the acoustic and bongo stuff that Mark Bolan and his Offsider did before they sort of become the band. There is one or two band type songs on here. And it's quite good. I really enjoyed it. Again, in excellent condition. I paid for it $12 Australian. It's got near mint written on it. I'd have to agree. And it's quite a thick record. And it's on Carousel label. See that? In good order again. There was only one or two of these albums that weren't so good, bit scratchy, you know, so I'm hoping when I get my new record cleaner with the vacuum on it and that later in the year, they'll clean up a bit better. But this one is one that was in good order, and so far all the ones I've shown you played really well. I've given them all a clean on my spin clean, but a couple of them were a bit scratchy feely. But that's okay, I didn't pay a lot for them. So the next one, now I'm aware of Steppenwolf, and of course they're big hit, they're a big couple of hits, but I didn't have any of their stuff. So I managed to get this one, Steppenwolf the second, which I think is their second album as well. It looks to be like an original release. Paid $10 for this. Really liked it. I'm not familiar with it. I've played it a couple of times all the way through, as I have, I think, all of these now. But I'm not that familiar with them, but I did enjoy it. This is an Aussie release, but back from the day, and it's on stateside, like EMI stateside, and it's almost like the Australian Parlophone boxed label here in Australia from the 70s and that, which was orange, you know, the orange Parlophone box. And this is EMI stateside, and this was a little bit poppy, as in clicks and pops, but not bad. You know, the music's loud enough and everything, still quite good. I think that will clean up a bit better, a bit more. It's not scratchy as such. The vinyl's pretty good, just like I say, poppy. So maybe a few more goes through the spin clean might help. Certainly won't hurt. Yeah, I really liked that album. Steppenwolf the second, $10 Oz. The next one, I believe, was their third album, also paid $10 for it. Steppenwolf at Your Birthday Party. Apparently wasn't as popular as the first two. I would like to get their first album. I quite liked it. I thought it was alright, and apparently this guy with the hat on isn't actually a member of the band. The actual member, I don't know their names, please forgive me for that, but he didn't turn up, or he was late for the photo shoot. So this guy, I think they're either their manager or their producer or engineer, he bunged the glasses and hat on and stepped in for the cover shot, you know, which I thought was funny. There's the cartoon work on the back, and you've got this gatefold. Opens out, sorry for the glare. I quite like that. It's got a cutout, quite good. And this is also in quite reasonable condition. I think there's one or two minor grazes on it. I wouldn't call them scratches as such, but don't seem to affect the album. And this is on the Dunhill label, At Your Birthday Party, Steppenwolf. Quite liked it, so I'd really like to get their first album. I'll be on the lookout for that. Get that in there, like that. Oh lovely, it went straight in, it did. So that was good, I was pleased to get that. Like I said, I haven't heard much from Steppenwolf, and I quite enjoyed both of those albums, so that's something fairly new for me. I know some people might laugh, but you know, we don't all know everything, do we? And I haven't heard everything, so it's good for that to happen. The next one is an Aussie band. Now, there was a lot of Dale Braithwaite, the singer, had quite a few solo hits out in the mid to late 70s or so, as well as still being in the band, and I think the band backed him on those songs. You know, there's some Sherbet songs on here too. The band's called Sherbet, and this is called the Sherbet Collection. I'm not a huge Sherbet fan, but I want to get some of their records, and I've just ordered one on eBay, which is actually their greatest hits, which is more Sherbet stuff. You know, my sister was right into them, and this plays nice and clean actually. And a guy called Richard Lush had a bit to do with them. who of course worked with the Beatles at Abbey Road. He worked on Pepper, I think he was the tape op on Pepper and maybe a few of their other albums. Well, he ended up, I think in the late 60s or so, moved to Australia and worked for EMI over in Sydney, I think it was, and he had a bit to do with the recording of Sherbet. So the production's quite good on their stuff, certainly the ones he worked on. I think he's pretty sure he worked on the How's That album. Anyway, this is in great order, played really well. It's on, what was the label? I think they were on Festival, I think. RDM I can see on there. Anyway, that's the label. And this is in good order. It hasn't got a lot of the songs that I'm crazy about, but it was good to hear them again. A lot I haven't heard for years. And I don't know what it is with Australia, but they don't seem to celebrate their rock and roll past that much, except for AC/DC, you know, and AC/DC are terrific and they deserve to be celebrated, of course, and they're part of the past, but they're still part of the close present, really. That, you know, they've done a world tour last year, was it, and what have you. And anyway, so you don't hear a lot of stuff, even on classic radio, the odd hit of theirs. So the next one I've got, the Spencer Davis Group, of course we're all familiar with them. This album's called Give Me Some Lovin'. I'm just trying to get it out the polythene, quite tight for some reason. Here he comes, that's it. Spencer Davis Group, Give Me Some Lovin'. Now, I've got a greatest hits of theirs. I used to play a couple of their songs back in the early 90s or mid 90s when I was in a group called Backbeat. And this is a good album. It's a bit scratchy feely, a bit scratchy poppy, but I think with a bit more cleaning it could come up. It's on Island Records. Just give you a little look at the label. Interesting, on one side it's the Island label I'm sort of used to, and then the other side it's a darker version without the sunset, with a yellow sunset. You can see that. But anyway, it doesn't look scratchy, so it might just need a bit more of a good old cleaning. I'd say so. There's no visible scratches on there from what I can see. Bit of a mark there in the last song. But anyway, I was glad to get it. I like collecting, looking for old 60s releases. I can't see a release date on this, whether it's a reissue or it looks to be pretty old. It might be a 70s reissue or something like that. But anyway, get in there. Sometimes they just don't go in, do they, you know. Hang on a minute. I know I should probably do it later, but I'll be here all night, wouldn't I? You know. Right, so that's gone in. Good girl. Right. The Spencer Davis Group. A couple of good pics on the back there. Anyway, that was good. The next one is an addition to my 80s collection I had, and it's Howard Jones. We've got all spectrums here, haven't we? And the album is Humans Lib. Not a bad album. I like the singles off it. There's a couple on there, a bit How's Your Father, but generally speaking, he was a good singer. You got the lyrics there, the inner sleeve. He was on, let me see, WEA, but it's not the WEA label I recall, it's just a black label, but I believe this is original release, you know. It's in excellent condition. There was very few pops in this and there's no scratches. What's going on there? Oh, I'm having trouble tonight, ain't I? Here we go. Alright, so that's good. The next one, now this is pretty close to unlistenable. It may clean up a bit better. I only got it, it was very cheap, a couple of bucks. I didn't even check it. It is Gary Puckett and the Union Gap featuring Young Girl. Now, I've had a listen to it. Can't say I'm a big fan of it. I think the picture on the front's pretty groovy, you know. And I like Young Girl, you know, and Woman. That's probably about it. It's pretty scratched up. It's on CBS. I don't know if you'll see the scratches on it. They're not deep, but CBS. But they come through. It may clean up a bit more, but I'm not particularly bothered. I doubt if I'll listen to it that much. I just picked it up because I haven't seen it around. So and it was very cheap, you know, so I took a chance on it. But yeah, Gary Puckett and the Union Gap. Next one I think was a European release. I grabbed it. I like the Supremes. On one side it says Tamla Motown, but you can't see the fine print, and on the other side it says Music for Pleasure. Sounds superb. I like the cover. I think they look red hot, the girls there. And there's the back. It was in quite good order from memory when I listened to it, but it's not on. I was hoping it would be. I didn't check it, you know. I was hoping it'd be on the Tamla Motown label. I do like that label, but it's on this label. Sounds superb. Music for Pleasure. It was okay. I would probably listen to it again. The sound quality was fine, and it's quite a thick record too. So Diana Ross and the Supremes, Baby Love. Quite like the Supremes, so I've got a few of their albums on CD, and I'm starting to get some on record. I've got their first album on vinyl, a repressing of it, so that sounded quite good. The next one, Roy Orbison. Now I haven't listened to this album yet, but I like the Big O, great voice. There's a pack of songs on here, so I hope it sounds alright. Of course the songs back in those days were, you know, a minute, 2 minutes long, but there's like 13 on side 1 and 12 on side 2. So oh, it's got a gatefold. Bit of info there too. I'll have a read of that when I'm listening to it. The back that. Oh. Right, EMI Music Group Australasia, 1989. That probably came out when he passed away, I guess. It's on the EMI label. Now, it looks to be in fine condition. There's no scratches on there, so hopefully it sounds alright. It looks, I think it will, you know, it looks to be fine. Stick that back in there. I likes me a bit of the Big O, you know. So yeah, For the Lonely, a Roy Orbison anthology, 1956 to 1965. The next one is another one from my 80s collection. The cover's a bit worse for wear, not too bad, but it's OMD, Orchestral Manoeuvres in the Dark, Crush. Back cover there, see that? That's better, isn't it? This played really well. This is the inner sleeve, got the lyrics on it. Like I say, it played really well, it was in good shape. I'm sure I paid for it, can't see, wouldn't have been a lot. And Virgin, it's a Virgin. Yeah, the vinyl's in great order. It's that 80s floppy sort of vinyl, but it sounded fine. And I like a bit of OMD. Again, I've only got their greatest hits on CD. I bought a lot of greatest hits albums when I was doing the discoing, you know, for DJing. I'm collecting a bit of 80s stuff. You know, that was when I was a young man, so collected a bit. Now I bought two new albums, two new well, one's not a re-release, but 2 brand new vinyl albums on the day. So I'll show you them now. It's the last 2. This one's tight because it's double. But I'm quite an Oasis fan. I like Oasis, and so anything they put out, I haven't got anything from Noel Gallagher actually, although I will do. But I liked BDI. I bought their 2 albums on CD, and I got this second one on vinyl. It's called B, and it opens up. Quite simplistic. BDI. And of course, being a CD put onto vinyl, there's the back. It's a double vinyl because, you know, put millions of songs on CDs, so a bit of pressure really for bands to. Well, it comes with a poster. I won't open it up. It's just a poster of the girl, I think, in a sleeve. Your lyrics on there. B. And it's on 180 gram vinyl. But the songs were that long too. Like this side one's only got 3 songs on it, you know. I won't show the other one. But yeah, that sounds great. It sounds great on vinyl. And I need to get me some more Oasis on vinyl, getting some. And the second one, I've been after it for a while, and I finally grabbed it. And I really like this album. Sounds great. It's been remastered. The 40th anniversary edition of the classic compilation album on 180 gram heavyweight vinyl. Changes from David Bowie. David Bowie. Great album on Parlophone. And on the orange Parlophone label. 180 gram vinyl, and it's sounds great, and probably bung it on after this video actually. So that's it. That's what I got from the Hilton Park Record Fair. I'm going out tomorrow. I'll probably only buy 1 or 2, but anyway, I'm popping out tomorrow. It's my last day off, and then I'm back at work. Thanks for watching the videos, catching up, running past the Oompah Roundabout. So please like, thumbs up, and subscribe to the Oompah Roundabout channel. This is Hormone House saying sayonara, see you later, stay safe, peace to everyone, and thanks for checking out the Oompah Roundabout. See you later. Ciao. Sipping my cup of tea. I love a cup of tea. Bye.